guys, just a quick notice before the actual video starts. There is no face cam for this video because I recorded it all using my camera, but when I went to review and edit the footage, it was all horrifically out of focus, and I was very annoyed, of course, but it was too bad to put into the video, so the audio you're hearing would have matched up with the visuals on camera. So if you hear something that pertains to me acting out something, that is why there would have been a movement on camera accompanying that. So I apologise for any confusion there, but hopefully that explains it. I've done the best with what I've got. I could have maybe reshot it on camera, but I wanted to get this video out ASAP so it wasn't too far after the Premier League fixtures last weekend, and I have a relatively busy schedule coming up over the next few days, so this was my only time to film. So I hope you understand, and I hope you enjoy the video nonetheless and find it entertaining and relaxing. Enjoy. Hey guys, and welcome to another ASMR video. Another ASMR football video, I should add. I decided that for my first few videos back after my 4-year absence, they should probably be football related. So, today we're going to be talking football, and as you can tell by the title, we're going to be reviewing last weekend's Premier League matches. This is probably going to become a series of sorts on the channel. I'm thinking I might do it maybe once a month or once every 3 weeks or so. So we have sort of more to talk about, because the way it's going to work is I'm going to go through in order the games over the weekend, talk about the goals and the key events, and then give my views on the teams, how I think they're going to fare this season, things like that. And we'll finish this video by looking at how my fantasy team performed. Fantasy has been going horrifically for me this season, but I thought it's a pretty nice way to round off a video, round off an episode. So that summarises what this video and what this series is going to be about. I think we should get straight into the first game of last weekend. So the first game of last weekend was at 12:30 on Saturday, and it was between Newcastle and Chelsea, and it finished Newcastle 0, Chelsea 2. Now, this result meant Chelsea temporarily went to the top of the Premier League for the first time this season, I believe. Maybe not, but I think it was their first time at the top. Now, this game, I did watch it, and the main thing I noticed was Timo Werner did not want to score. He missed so many chances. He should have shot when he squared it. I know if you watch the game, you know the chance I'm talking about. And don't get me wrong, the Newcastle goalie Darlow made some unreal saves, to be fair to him, but Werner really should be putting at least 1 or 2 of those chances away. Nonetheless, Chelsea took the lead for a Fernandes own goal. He sort of half appealed for a foul, but nah, no chance. It was already going in. And then, while Werner didn't score, he did an outrageous run to then set up Abraham, who finished really nicely. So yeah, that game finished 2-0. Do I think Chelsea could win the league? Well, with the way results have gone so far this season, they're definitely in with a shout, but for me, I don't think Lampard is the man for the job, I'll be completely honest. And I know there might be some Chelsea fans who hate that because he's a legend. No doubt he was a great player. I just think as a manager, I don't know if he's got what it takes. Chelsea have a lot of talent in that team, young and more experienced, but I don't quite know if Chelsea have got what it takes to win the league just yet. Maybe in a couple of years' time, definitely. But yeah, as for Newcastle, their defending was terrible, and you know they're just going to be another pretty comfortable mid-table team, not mid-team table, mid-table team. So yeah. The second game of the weekend was between Aston Villa and Brighton, and it finished Brighton's goals were scored by Danny Welbeck and Solly March, whilst Villa's goal was scored by centre-back Ezri Konsa. Now, I thought the first two goals, Konsa's and Welbeck, first of all, the defending was appalling, but take nothing away from Welbeck. He's at full pace, ran from inside his own half, and then to produce a chip like that is unreal, in my opinion. And then Konsa's finish still had a lot to do, and he did it well. And then Solly March got the winner, and that was a great finish right in the top corner, really good. And then there was a little bit of VAR controversy at the end, but I think overturning the penalty was the correct decision, in my opinion. The Brighton defender definitely gets a chunk of the ball first, and Trezeguet makes a right meal of it. It's like he's been sniped in the head. Like, come on, you can do better than that, surely. They must get better acting classes, surely. No? Okay. So yeah, that finished 2-1 to Brighton. Do I think both teams will stay up? Yes, definitely. You know, Villa have started well, very well to the season. I think their form will drop off slightly. They've already had a few iffy results. But obviously beating Liverpool 7-2 is no mean feat. So I think both teams will be fine. Brighton play some pretty nice stuff, to be fair. I think they're just lacking quality in certain positions. But yeah, I think both teams will be safe. Now moving swiftly on to probably the key fixture of the weekend, the main fixture of the weekend. And this was obviously between Tottenham and Manchester City. And Spurs secured top spot by winning 2-0. That's the last time I'm going to do that, it feels too goofy. But anyway, Son opened the scoring really early on. Terrible defending and terrible goalkeeper positioning on Ederson's part. But a good finish through the legs nonetheless from Son, who Son is just world class, isn't he? He just is. He could go and do what he does at any club in the world, in my opinion. I could picture him on the left wing in a Real Madrid shirt, to be fair, but he seems pretty happy at Spurs. And then in the second half, Spurs doubled their lead through Lo Celso, which I believe was his first Premier League goal. Don't shoot me, Spurs fans, if that's wrong, but I think that might be right. Do feel free to correct me on any of my facts in the comments below. Thanks. But yeah, Lo Celso with a good finish after great hold-up play by Kane. Kane got man of the match and deserved it 100%. He was absolutely on fire. He didn't score, but everything else about his play was just phenomenal, and he's obviously one of the top strikers in the world, in my opinion. If he just had a little bit more pace, he'd be arguably world's best. But he needs to win some trophies as well. Who do I think will win the league? I'm only saying this now because it's two of the contenders. Spurs have a great chance, like I said with Chelsea. There's been a few weird results already this season. I fully expect there, while lockdown's still a thing, I fully expect there to be more weird results. So I really think in the top 5 is anyone's game. Spurs have a great chance. Mourinho knows how to win trophies. That's one thing you can't deny Mourinho. So why not? They've got some quality players, just sometimes they can't see out games, like against West Ham. But yeah, City need to step up their game because they've started poorly, but you know they're gonna be up there, aren't they? They've still got to play Liverpool away, and you know loads of key fixtures to turn around their bad form at the minute. But both will be battling at the top. I'm sure of it. Now, game number 4 of the weekend was between Manchester United and West Brom. Firstly, I think the penalty overruled against Fernandes was fair. He definitely did get the ball before playing the man. And then, you know, Manchester United got another pen, which was saved at first, but Johnston was about, 2 kilometres off his line. It was ridiculous. And it had to be retaken, and then Fernandes, he's not going to miss twice, is he? So, slots it in. I'm yet to be convinced by Man United this season, especially at home. Their results at home haven't been convincing and been borderline terrible. But away from home they seem to be okay in the league. squad to compete for the title, if I'm honest. And I don't rate Ole as a manager. I don't think he's got some good results going for him, and he's done all right. But I don't know. I think a Blankenford could do good things with that Man United team because it's a very talented team. So, but yeah, that finished 1-0 to Man United against West Brom, and West Brom are in trouble. They're one of my top relegation candidates. I think they could actually finish rock bottom. Speaking of relegation candidates, that brings me on to the Fulham game. Fulham took on Everton, who have been doing really well this season, and that finished Fulham 2, Everton 3. And this game had some great goals in it. Calvert-Lewin opened the scoring off, some great work from Richarlison, and then Fulham scored a beautiful team goal finished by Bobby Cordova-Reid. Really well finished. And then Everton's answer to that was to then score 2 more equally brilliant team goals. Calvert-Lewin again scoring and Doucouré scoring. And I believe Loftus-Cheek did get a consolation for Fulham, but that's all it was. Now Calvert-Lewin is like a man possessed at the minute, and Ancelotti has obviously worked wonders with him, and I'm glad, because he's a young English striker, and you love to see it. I think Everton have a great shot of top 4 this season. They've made some amazing signings. James up there with the best of the window, I'd say, and he just oozes creativity. So they definitely have a shot of top 4, in my opinion. And Fulham, thing is with Fulham, they play some really nice football, but sometimes they just don't take their chances enough. And I think if they're not more ruthless in front of goal, then they'll go down. But if they manage to get Mitro firing and other goals coming from elsewhere, actually finishing the chances they create, then I think they could escape the drop. But it's looking like a tough task for them. Now, another relegation candidate is Sheffield United, and they lost 1-0 to West Ham at home at Bramall Lane. Haller scored an absolute beauty, and if West Ham were more ruthless, I'm really struggling to say that word, ruthless, and took their chances, then they could have easily won the game 4 or 5-0. Having said that, on the flip side, if Sheffield United had any other striker probably in world football other than Ollie McBurnie, they would have won the game. I think Ollie McBurnie might be one of the worst Premier League strikers ever. I know he got some goals last season, but his general play is just awful. I want to use expletives against him, but we've got to be family friendly. But yeah, he's just absolutely dreadful. He missed so many sitters and good chances, and as you can tell, I'm not his biggest fan. But yeah, Sheffield United, I think, unfortunately, are going down. Last season they were great, but this year they just look like a completely different team. Tactically, I don't think Chris Wilder has a plan B, and they're just short of confidence. If they can win ASAP, they might be able to turn it around. They've got a real 6-pointer against not Fulham, West Brom coming up. It's their next game. They have to win that. They simply have to if they want a chance of staying up. If they lose that, I'll just accept that they're going down 100%. Now moving on to the final 4 games of the game week, starting with the 0-0 draw between Leeds and Arsenal. This was a great game, despite being no goals. It was probably one of the most entertaining 0-0s I've watched of recent times. There were so many chances. Leeds hit the woodwork 3 times. Leeds should have buried so many chances. They skied so many. And I'd say I was most impressed by Rafinha on the wing for Leeds. He looks like a real great player. I believe they signed him from Rennes. But yeah, he looked a real fast, skillful player. But really the pivotal moment was Pepe doing his best Zinedine Zidane impression. And ultimately he's let his Arsenal side down. And, I think in the end 10 men against a very attacking Leeds side, a draw's probably a good result for Arsenal, but with 11 men you as a competing top 4 side. I don't view them as a better team than City, Liverpool, Spurs or Chelsea. I don't think. I think that will be the top 4. And then, are they better than Man United? I don't know. It's still early days, and all these teams can turn around their luck and whatnot, so. But yeah, that finished. Leeds 0, Arsenal 0. Now we move on to the champions, Liverpool, who beat ex-champions. Yeah, ex-champions. Leicester 3-0, and this was just an easy game for Liverpool. Leicester didn't really turn up, to be honest, which is a shame because on their best day they can go toe-to-toe with the best in the league. Johnny Evans opened the scoring for Liverpool. He forgot which goal he was shooting in, so decided to head it into his own goal. And then a beautiful Robertson cross met Jota, who headed in. And I mentioned James Rodriguez being one of the signings of the summer. Well, the one giving him his run for his money for the top spot is definitely Jota, brought in to probably be back up to Salah or Mane or whoever in that front three. But he's really forced his way in, and he's been absolutely awesome. I've been really impressed with him because he was a bit hit and miss for Wolves. Quality on his day, but didn't bring it enough in my opinion. And then also Bobby Firmino finally scored. He had a chance earlier in the game where you were just like, how did that not go in? But he finally got his headed goal, and Liverpool won 3-0. Will Liverpool win the league again? I think probably, to be honest. They're just so ruthless, and they've got so many injuries and illnesses at the minute. They're only going to get stronger. I think they can win the league even without Van Dijk. So, but then that's just my opinion. Now we move on to the Monday games. Don't have too much to say about these, but Burnley beat Crystal Palace 1-0. Chris Wood with a great finish. He's always quite reliable every season. He always sort of gets 9-10 goals a season. Target man does a job, doesn't he? I find Crystal Palace such a hit and miss team. They're either insane or they're just shocking. They've got some quality players, no doubt. They've got Zaha, they've got Batshuayi. Oh, I've kind of ended there. I know Eze is a great talent. But yeah, they're just really hit and miss and just so inconsistent. Otherwise they could be a very good top half team, but I expect them to finish 13th, 14th. I think Burnley will escape the drop. Don't really have a reason why. They just always seem to be able to manage to do it. The final game of this week's Premier League fixtures was a 1-1 draw between Wolves and Southampton. Now, if you'd have asked me for my score prediction before this game, I definitely would have said 1-1. Both teams are good, in decent form. Southampton in better form than Wolves, but I think a draw was always going to happen here. Now, Theo Walcott opened the scoring for Southampton, and I'm really, really glad that he's scoring for the club where he started. But then Pedro Neto equalised. Yeah, Pedro Neto, after Jimenez hit the post. Southampton, in my opinion, have impressed me the most this season because obviously my expectations weren't that high for them. But they look really well drilled. Osinato, if that's how you say his name, has really done a great job there. Wolves, on the other hand, don't quite look the same team as last season and the season before that. They're not too far off it. They just need to regain some of that, killer form which they've had previously. They've still got a great squad, but yeah, they've been a little off the boil to their usual selves so far this season. But yeah, the final game of the Premier League fixtures for this week finished 1-1 between Wolves and Southampton. So, to finish this video off, as I said earlier, we're going to go through my fantasy team. For you, it will be somewhere here, I don't know yet. But for me, it's on my phone. So, let's have a little look. So, overall, I got 59 points this week, which isn't too bad. It's 4 above the average, so we're above average. Story of my life. So Leno got me 10 points. He had a great game against Leeds, obviously got a clean sheet, and made juicy 13 points. So 59 overall. Please do comment down below what scores you got this week or any week, or, well, comment anything you want, okay? So that brings us to the end of this ASMR football video. I really hope you did enjoy. Please do leave a like if you did, and please leave a comment if you agree or disagree with anything that I said. And let me know who you think's going to win the league and who's going to get relegated. Feel free to subscribe as well. There will be more football content coming to this channel, but also, as I stated in my comeback ramble type video I uploaded a few days ago, we are going to be broadening the content, so there will be non-football related ASMR videos, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But anyways, I don't think I have anything else to say, so I hope you guys did enjoy